Okay, I apologize for the quality. I am recording this off my phone, and I'm not really going to make an attempt to edit it. So there's going to be a couple small videos because I have to stop and start and stop and start. I've got to change the distributor cap on my car. This is a 1995 Honda Accord LX wagon. It's a 2.2 liter F-Series engine. So you got your overview here, just give you an idea what you're looking at. So to do this distributor cap, the Accords don't have as much room in the engine bay as the Civics do, and technically to do this you need to remove the battery and you need to remove the air box. So that's what I'm doing right now. I take the air box out, and actually to even get the air box out you're supposed to remove the battery because it's a tight fit in there. You've got these 4 bolts that hold down the cover to the air box. They are 8mm. They have a Phillips head on it. I've tried the Phillips head. Phillips heads just don't seem to work very well. And then you have to go to the end of the snorkel here, and there is a Phillips head screw right here, right there where my thumb is. You loosen that up and it loosens up the clamp that's holding the snorkel in place. Now this vacuum line is supposed to come off, and if I can get to it without taking the vacuum line off, I'm going to. But this vacuum line here needs to be removed out of the side. There's that. I think that's, in this case, the previous owner didn't snap all the lines back in place, so there's a few others that are supposed to be connected, but they're not. So if I can get this out of here without removing everything, I'm gonna give it a shake. It's probably been on here for a while. I haven't had it off in a few months. Now let's see. But you have to remove the snorkel to get to the distributor because there's not enough clearance. I can get the top bolt here, fine. Side bolt, small extension on a Phillips head adapter to a socket, that worked fine. But the third bolt is down under here where you can't even see it. Now, whoever previously owned this car did not really work on Hondas. I can tell that from the last couple services I've done on this. And one thing, either they didn't work on Hondas or they're just an idiot in general, is you see that blue? I'm not sure yet, but it's either RTV or that's an overdose of thread locker. I'm not sure which one. You don't need either one to hold in the distributor cover on these Accords. It's not necessary. Now, I previously did a video about this, but it never got published. I never put it up online. But one of the things I found was they had mismatched spark plug wires in here, and they didn't even appear to be the correct brand. When you use spark plug wires on a Honda, NGK or Densos are the only two to use. I've heard that NGKs are actually better, but the Densos in my case were a little cheaper. Or you find the original manufacturer spark plug wires. Don't use anything else. Unless you're going to go modding the car and doing something like make it into a race car and you're going to go get some Excels, or you're doing some Honda coil on plug adapter to the distributor or something like that, whatever. But in this case, just standard maintenance, Denso, NGK, or the manufacturer's original plugs or plug wires. The other thing is use the plugs, the actual spark plugs that are required for this vehicle. You can go up and upgrade them. These were coppers. You can upgrade them and change it to, you know, platinums, double platinum, iridium, double iridiums. That's fine, as long as you use what the manufacturer suggests for brand, which is NGKs or Densos. When I took the spark plugs out of this one initially, somebody had auto lights in here, and a customer of mine at my day job made a good point to me that because the heads are aluminum, some brands had the wrong heat range, and they fused to the spark plug wells. It took me over 45 minutes to take out 4 spark plugs, and I had to use a 1/2-inch breaker bar to get out spark plugs. That should not be a thing. It should be a 3/8 inch socket, an extension, and a magnetic socket for spark plugs. That should be all you need. If I have to take out spark plugs with a 1/2-inch breaker bar, you've done something wrong. We had the same issue with this car here. This is a 1994 Honda Accord, D-Series engine in this one. Somebody did the same thing, and they put auto lights in it. And thankfully the auto lights weren't seized. So I'm thinking either somebody put the wrong ones in here and they fused to the spark plug wells, or they used a torque wrench, probably an impact, to run them down. The other problem with using something that is not recommended for the manufacturer is they tend to burn out faster. This one here, when I took the plugs out, they were auto lights. Again, auto lights, don't use them. But they were double platinums. When we bought the car, the manufacturer the previous owner told us that he had just installed those spark plugs and they had maybe 20,000 miles on them, 10,000 miles, something like that. The plugs were already worn out after 20,000 miles. I don't know how long the plugs were in this one, but same thing, the plugs were worn and they needed to come out. They also had non-manufacturer plug wires on here, and one of them was mismatched. The system was actually misfiring because the plug wires were wrong. They were wrong gauge, they were wrong, whatever they were wrong. And they were misfiring. So finally getting around to doing the distributor cap, and I'm going to do the rotor button. Now you should use manufacturer original equipment on Hondas if you can find it. That's just how it is. It's best performance for your money. If you can't, the NGK is a subsidiary to a company called Wells. Wells, or WVE, supplies parts to different companies. I was going to buy the Wells, I didn't get to it, and I went to AutoZone and got a Duralast cap. Hopefully these will actually work and do what they're supposed to do correctly. If they don't, I'm only spending another $25 in a month or two and putting a new cap on it, because I will be able to tell pretty quickly if they're malfunctioning. But for the moment, I have to take this air snorkel off so I can get to that last screw on that distributor cap to take the cap out, to put the new cap in. I'll keep you posted. Thanks.